The top part shows an overview of the statistics for all 4 candidates. In this snapshot, we can see their names, their total number of interactions from the previous day. We can sort it and see how these statistics change relative to the day before previous day and compare them to the weekly average. On the right, we can see how each candidate's number of interactions grows over time. Down here, this time series plot compares the interactions by candidates. We first compare the 2 vice presidential candidates and then click reverse to compare the 2 presidential candidates. The radar plot compares all 4 candidates in terms of 5 metrics. The first 3 are directly from the tweets: total number of interactions, comments, and likes. Then we have the total number of unique top users posting about them. Every day, we collect the top 500 users posting about these candidates, sorted by interactions, and we remove the duplicates to get the unique top users. Lastly, we measure the average sentiment, which has a range from -1 to 1. The closer it is to 1, the more positive it is. In this section, we take a closer look at the sentiment of 4 candidates. We have 3 sentiment categories. In each plot, we show the number of posts expressing positive, neutral, or negative sentiment towards each candidate. For example, here we can observe a sudden increase in positive tweets for Tim Walz. We can go to the table below, enter his name, and read the sentiment summary for that day, explaining what made the sentiment positive. In the following section, we analyze top users and their geolocations. This graph shows the top 10 users for each candidate. When we hover over it, we can see the number of interactions created by this user's tweets in the last 7 days. The color intensity and the size of the square also represent the number of interactions relative to others. By observing this graph, we can determine if the principal users are from the candidate's team or the real audience. In this map, the darker a country is, the more top users it has, and the size of the bubble represents the number of interactions generated in this country over the last 7 days. For example, in Mexico, we discovered 5 top users contributing 41,000 interactions. We can go to the tables, enter the country name to find these users, and figure out who they are. Viral events that cause sudden increases in interactions may happen for candidates every day. We can search by date and sort by impact level to identify the most significant event of the day. In the network graph, we have hashtags, URLs, and users posting them. The size of a node represents the magnitude of interactions the tweet containing them has. For example, in the bar plot below, we can see the top hashtag for Kamala Harris is Women for Harris. We go back to the network plot, hover over that hashtag, and we can see all the users posting this hashtag. There are a lot of users, so if we want to further identify the top users among them, we can go to the sidebar, set the edge weight range narrower, and click Apply. Now we can see fewer users. We can also filter for candidates to see the sharing network for that person only. Now, let's examine the interactions breakdown. The snapshot table displays the number of comments and likes, along with their relative changes. In the lower left box plot, hovering over it shows the calculated average and the range of the central 50% of the interaction statistics. The dots represent outliers, the tweets with unusually low or high interactions. We can see 3 candidates each have a tweet with 256K interactions. On the right, we can sort the table by interactions and view the tweet that mentions all 3 candidates. Note that since we collect tweets for each candidate sequentially, the statistics for interactions may vary slightly. In the comment analysis, we compare the total number of comments each candidate receives over time and the share they account for in the last 7 days. We filter for tweets with at least 2,000 interactions and calculate the number of comments divided by total interactions as the comment rate. We show how the average comment rate changes over time and how the comment rates are distributed. For example, for Kamala, we can see a tweet with a 3.02 comment rate significantly higher than others. Then we can go to the table below, sort by comment rate, and identify what that tweet says. For the like analysis, we show the same things. Note that interactions are the sum of likes, retweets, and quote tweets, so the comment rate can be larger than 1, but the like rate is always less than or equal to 1. In the average like rate plot, we can see that Tim Walz has higher values than all other candidates. We can go to the table, enter his name, and check what the most liked tweets say.